Hello students, I hope there is no doubt in our that previous three steps of nursing process, that is assessment, diagnosis and planning. So moving on to our next two steps, that is implementation and evaluation. So in our today's class, let us see regarding the next step, that is implementation and evaluation. So after you're developing a plan of care regarding the assessment or regarding the diagnosis, what you have done, now that planned care has to be implemented. Okay. So implemented here means you're putting it into action. Okay. So when you're putting all the planned care, that planned care, you will call it as implementation. Okay. So it is nothing but we are doing and documenting the activities. Okay, what plan or what care you have planned, that plan you are implementing, you are putting into action, you are doing it, and then you are documenting it. So that phase of nursing process is known as nursing implementation. So there are three types of implementing skills, that is cognitive skill, interpersonal skill and technical skill. So cognitive skill means here you are using your problem solving capacity, your decision making ability, your critical thinking ability and creativity to find out how best you can able to do the planned care. Okay, so that is cognitive skill. Second one is interpersonal skill. So whenever you are doing some activities, you have to develop your interpersonal relationship. So for that you need the ability to have a good communication skill, good interacting skill, whereby you will be developing the interpersonal skill so that the planned care can be done very easily. And the last one is technical skill, like how you can able to manipulate the equipments. So each and everyone will be having a technical skill, where that they will be giving or doing the procedure according to the skill. So that technical skill, exactly, it means that the way they are doing, okay, the task, how they are doing it in a skillful manner, that is technical skill. So whenever you are implementing any nursing care activity or in the implementation process, you require three types of skills, that is cognitive skill, interpersonal skill and technical skill. So cognitive skill, it is nothing but your decision making ability, critical thinking ability, creativity, problem solving capacity. So that includes cognitive skill. Interpersonal skill, it is nothing but your ability to communicate well and to develop a interpersonal relationship. That is interpersonal skill. And the last one is the technical skill, how you are doing the procedure. That is known as technical skill. So coming to the implementation process. So the process of implementing any nursing care, it includes 5 steps. That is reassessing the clients, determining the nurse's need for assistance, implementing the nursing intervention, supervising the delegated care, and then documenting the nursing activities. So these 5 steps includes the process of implementation. So let us see regarding this process in detail, that is reassessing the client. So at the time of assessment, that is whenever you are collecting the data, you have assessed the client and then you have prepared your nursing diagnosis and then the plan. But before implementing it, once again you should assess the client. Okay, so reassessing the client is very important because sometimes, for example, sleeping pattern, temperature, so sometimes it has some varying, so it will be varied. So because of that, before you are putting any activity into action, before that you have to reassess the client. Next is determining the nurse's need for assistance. See, some activities will be there where you alone cannot do. One person cannot do that. So what you have to do, you should determine that whether there is any need for assistance from other nurses or from any other persons. So that you have to determine it and then you can call for a help if it is requiring. Okay, so that is determining the nurse's need for assistance. So when implementing some nursing interventions, the nurse may require assistance. The nurse is unable to implement the nursing activity safely or efficiently alone. So for example, if you're seeing here, ambulating and unsteady obese client, okay. Next one, so the nurses lacks the knowledge or skills to implement the particular nursing activity. For example, if you are seeing, so the nurse who is not so familiar with how to put on a traction. So for that, so whenever she is putting on a traction for the first time, she requires an assistant from the either from her superior or from any other person who is well versed with that procedure. So you can call for a help if you don't know the procedure, how to do it for the first time. So the third process, the third step in the implementation process is you are implementing the nursing interventions. So what all are the activities you have planned that you can able to implement it. See what the client is expected to do and what is your expected outcome. So both you have to explain it to the client, and also if the client requires any privacy like closing the doors, pulling the curtains or draping the client, if any such thing is required by the client, that you have to do and make the client comfortable. So that is the prime most one. So before you are doing any procedure, you have to make the client comfortable by doing all these things, and then you have to explain the procedure to the client. And in that explanation, you should clearly mention that what the client is expected to do, how the client has to do the procedure, and what is the outcome. That also has to be explained, and then you have to implement the nursing activities. So if you're seeing here, whenever you're implementing anything, you have to follow these guidelines. So what are the guidelines? Clearly understand the interventions to be implemented and questions any that are not understood. So if any interventions is there, so what has to be implemented, that you should clearly understand it. If as a nurse, if you're not understanding that, you can clear your doubts and then you can move on to doing the procedure. And the all the activities that has to be adapted to the individual client. Okay, so it is not your nursing care plan. You can develop a care plan for a group of persons, but there also you should see that whether the individual client is having whether the individual client can able to do it or not. So according to that only, so always you should adapt the activities according to the individual client. So for example, if you're seeing here, so if you want to give a pill to a child, okay, so what you have to do, see if the child is swallowing the pill, maybe he will choke or the client will be choking. So as a nurse, what you have to do, you can change that order into a liquid form, but that changing the order, it is requiring the consultation from the physician. So after obtaining the consultation from the physician, you have to change the order to make or to convert that pills into a liquid form of medications. Okay, and the third guideline is that implement the safe care. So whenever you are practicing or whenever you are doing anything, see that you are avoiding all sorts of infection. Sterile techniques should be there, aseptic techniques should be there, and then you have to implement the care. Next one, provide teaching support and comfort. Always you should respect the dignity and the self-esteem of the client. So this dignity and self-esteem of the client can be protected by providing the privacy or encouraging the client to make their own decisions. That encourage the client to participate actively in implementing the nursing interventions and to enhance client's sense of dependence and control. Okay, so whenever you are implementing any activity, you should follow these guidelines. Next, our fourth step in the process is supervising the delegated activity. Suppose if you are a senior nurse and if you delegated the task to different nursing personnel, what you have to do, you have to supervise those activities. Okay, so whenever if any subordinates, so whenever the juniors or anybody is doing anything, and if you have delegated the work, what you have to do, you have to observe their work. Observation is necessary, supervision is necessary, monitoring is necessary. And also if their communication skill is not good, what you have to do, you can speak, and the other caregivers are required to communicate their activities to the nurse. And also what has to be done, the actions which is done by a nurse, that has to be reported, documented very well. And the reporting, it should be either the verbally or a written form can be used for the documenting purpose. Last one is documenting the activity. So the documentation is very important and necessary in the implementation of care. So whatsoever activity the nurse has done to the patient, she has to record it in her nurse's note, and the nurses have to record it routinely. At the end of each shift, she can able to record what are all the activities she has done. Why we are doing this recording? We are doing it so that we can able to safeguard the client, such as from receiving a duplicate dose of medication. So in order to avoid the duplicacy and to have a correct record, the nurse has to document all the nursing activities. Okay, so these are the 5 steps in the implementation process. So what are the 5 steps? Number 1, the nurse has to reassess the client. Then she has to determine that whether there is any need for the assistance. Third one is that implementing the nursing interventions. Fourth one, she has to supervise the delegated activities. And fifth one, she has to document the nursing activities. Okay, so these are the 5 steps in implementation. So moving on to our next step, the last step is evaluation. Okay, so whatsoever activities it is done by a nurse, it has to be assessed, and that is known as evaluation. Okay, so why you are evaluating the thing? So that whenever you want to make any modification, or if you want to judge that your activities has done right or wrong, whether the patient has achieved the goal, met the goal or not. So in order to find all these things, we have to do the evaluation. Okay, so what is evaluation? Which is the last phase of the nursing process, where you are judging to find out that whether the client is having any progress after the implementation of your nursing activity, whether the client has met the goals, and the third one is that whether your nursing care plan is effective or not. Also, we can able to determine whether the nursing interventions has to be continued, or whether we have to terminate it, or whether we have to do some modifications in it or not. So to find out all these things, the last phase of nursing process, that is evaluation, it is must. So evaluation is also having 5 steps in the process: collecting the data and relating it to the desired outcome, comparing the data, relating the nursing activities to the outcome, drawing conclusion about the problem status, continuing, modifying or terminating the nursing care plan. So these are the 5 components of the evaluation process: collecting the data, comparing the data, relating the nursing activities to the outcome, drawing the conclusions, and last one is continuing, modifying or terminating the nursing care plan. Let's see in detail. So collecting the data. After you have implemented the nursing activity, again you are collecting the data to find out that whether the goals have met or not. Okay, you can collect both subjective and objective data, and that data also has to be recorded. Okay. Second one is that comparing the data with the outcome. So here, why you are comparing the collected data in the evaluation phase has to be compared with your goal. So why you are comparing that? Whenever you are comparing the data and the outcome, you will be arriving in 3 conclusions. That is, goal is met, goal is partially met, and goal is not met. If the goal is met, it is understood that the client response is same as the desired outcome. Goal was partially met, it means that some amount it has achieved. Some goal, like short-term goal it is achieved, but long-term goal is still remaining to achieve. And the last one, goal has completely not met. So in order to find out whether the goal is met, partially met or not met, you are comparing the data with the outcomes. Third one, relating nursing activities to outcomes. So the nursing activities, if the goal has not met, either you can able to change the nursing activities, or you can able to terminate it. So according to that, you can modify the nursing activities. So these all things can be done in the third step, relating the nursing activities to the outcome. Fourth one, drawing the conclusions. So how we can able to draw the conclusions? When the goals have been met, the nurse can draw one conclusion such as actual problem is resolved. Okay, but there is a chance of potential problem. Clear? Actual problem is existing, but goal is met. Clear? So all these three conclusions can be drawn out. Actual problem is resolved or potential problem is prevented and risk factor no longer exists. Then if this conclusion is there, what the nurse can do? She can discontinue the care of plan. Clear? If the second conclusion arises, that is potential problem is prevented but risk factors are still present, the nurse should keep on the care plan. She has to continue the care plan. Next one, actual problem is still existing, but some goals are met. So the nursing intervention must be continued even though one goal was met. So all these conclusions can be derived according to the status. Next one, when goals are partially met or not met, two conclusions are there. Care plan need to be revised, and the second one is that care plan does not need revision because the client needs more time to achieve the established goal. So these are the two conclusions which you are drawing according to the previous third step. Last one is you are continuing, modifying and terminating the plan. If the client has achieved the goal, you want to terminate the plan. If the client has not met the goal, you have to continue the plan, and if you require some modification so that some goals has met but some goal is still there to achieve. So for that you can modify the nursing care plan. So these are the 5 steps in the evaluation process. So what are the 5 steps? You are collecting the data, you are comparing the data with the outcomes, you are relating the nursing activities to the outcomes, you are drawing the conclusions, and then you are continuing, modifying and terminating the nursing care plan. So evaluation checklist is available. So this is the evaluation checklist, like assessing, diagnosing, planning, implementation. So are the data complete, accurate or validated? Do the data require changes in the care plan? So that is related to assessing. So like this, a checklist is available. So in our today's class, we have seen regarding what is implementation, what are the process in that implementation, what are the steps in the implementation process, what is evaluation, and what is the process. I hope you have understood the class. Thank you.